What's going on, people? It's your man the YB. Once again, big shout out to my doggy 31BT for coming through and boosting up the coin. So, Johnny Bash, we got a crazy update for the great and washed masses right now regarding Canelo. Carrot Top. He winnie, oh, must be my mume Alvarez, aka Cinnamon Top. Yeah? And Terence Crawford. What is the update? Now, there'll be some corny channels out there. Oh, you're late, YB. Listen, man, don't let me get on my soapbox now. We've been here before, folks. Only the other day, I had to tell you, man, I'm not interested. What you may or may not like, or when you may or may not want to hear some news, man. I'm not interested, man. I'm bringing you the hot leak that you ain't seen before. That's what I'm fixing to do. Yeah? And what's breaking about this news is we have the sparring footage. Not all of it. I don't have 20 rounds of sparring footage, but the news came out a few days ago. Yeah? Canelo Carrot Top, Cinnamon Top Alvarez has drafted in the most premium, exclusive power packet of a sparring partner, Jaron Boots Ennis. You see the original leak here from Ring Magazine. Canelo Alvarez is sparring elite boxers. Boots Ennis. Now, obviously, if you're a casual like myself, you won't even know who Boots Ennis is, if I'm honest. You have to be, I'd say, a semi-hardcore to even know who Boots is. So if there's any of the great and washed out there who are like, who's this Boots cat? Watch him, trust me. If you had to pick one fighter today who replicates, I wouldn't even say Floyd replicates Mayweather. Literally. If you want to, I wouldn't even say Floyd Mayweather replicates Crawford. Boots Ennis is literally the guy you'd bring in. The footwork, the combinations, his speed, his movement, the power as well. He's not like you couldn't bring Shakur in. Shakur can't punch at all. Yeah? And Shakur liable to, if Shakur hit Canelo's body, he'd never fight again. Shakur would never fight again two-handed, end of the day. Yeah? If Canelo brought Shakur Stevenson in, that would write his career off, because he'd hit Canelo. Yeah? 168 pound Canelo. Yeah, full of juices, allegedly, some people say. And his hand would just literally dustify. Yeah? Shakur would go whap, and his hand would turn to dust. That's what would happen. Because his bones are soft, man. I've been hearing for a long time. I haven't broke the news, but I've been hearing for a long time. The Shakur Stevenson, he has the same S&C and nutrition coach as Fraser Clark. So you make of that what you will. Oh, AB, why is Shakur Stevenson's hands? Why are they so soft? Ask Fraser Clark, man. After all, he is the undisputed champion of soft bones. Yeah? Stroke looking ass dude. Anyway, let's stay on point here. Let's not do too much waffling, too much jokes. Let's stay on topic. So Canelo Alvarez, this has been quite controversial as well, but Canelo Alvarez is drafted in Boots Ennis. I salute Cinnamon Top. That's what I do. I salute him. I've been saying for years, why don't top fighters who have $1 million camps, why are they not bringing in top sparring partners? I don't get it. They pick bare bums in the shower. They pick the cheapest one possible. It's always been that way. Like, to be fair, yeah, not that it would have made a difference, but when Tyson Fury's fighting Usyk, why didn't we hear that Moses Atama he should have been the resident sparring partner? End of the day, southpaw, lightning quick. They're not exactly the same, but you know what I mean? You didn't hear that, yeah? Itama was knocking around in one of the camps at some point, but these men, I don't know what they're doing. Fury's training with Isaac Lowe. That's who he brought in. He brought Isaac Lowe in, man. That's what he did. That's who Tyson Fury drafts in. Yeah, all the way from Newcastle. Okay? All the way from the Yippo site in Newcastle. Isaac Lowe, that's the best you could get for $100 million camp. And this is institutional, this issue here. They bring bums in. And they wonder why they... Oh, I didn't see this. I haven't seen this style before. Well, if you stop bringing in 4-foot Isaac Lowe for training camps, Tyson, and actually try to replicate what you're about to fight, you might have better results. You might actually be in shape. It's no good boxing rings around 4 foot tall Isaac Lowe from Newcastle and thinking you're really hard. Oh, I'm too big, I'm too strong. Oh, I can keep it long, I can keep it short. Well, yeah, well, I bet you can with Isaac Lowe. Yeah? I could keep it long and keep it short with Isaac Lowe. He's not Usyk, so don't play with me, Mr. Benadorm. Anyway, we're digressing here. The point is, Canelo brought in Boots Ennis, so I salute him for that. These are the type of plays you should be doing. And really, I've got to be honest, historically speaking, bearing in mind we do this for a measly living as such, I have to say it's not often you even hear about these type of cats being drafted in. You just don't. I can't name the last time you heard of a big camp and they brought proper fighters in there. It's normally whoever's hanging around the gym. Like, for example, Crawford will do some sparring with Shakur Stevenson these times. Why? Because he's hanging around the gym. Do you know what I mean? They don't really bring in a draft like that. I don't get it. And Crawford himself, he should have been brought in Carlos Adames. Carlos Adames jumped on Twitter saying, Crawford didn't give me a call. Yeah? What's that about? Adames is perfect. He's youthful. In fact, Adames is more like peak Canelo. Adames can't punch, but in terms of the head movement, Canelo stopped moving his head. He's straight up and down like a heavy bag. He just plods in, and he might do the moody pull back and cut an angle with his head. But apart from that, he's not really moving his head no more like he used to. But still, Adames, he's got the youth, the speed, the movement, the head movement. That's who I'll be bringing in. If I had to pick a fighter around 168, like Canelo, it would be Adames. Who's Crawford sparring? He's sparring Shakur Stevenson. It's like, really? That's the last fight I'd bring in. Nothing like Canelo. Nothing like Canelo. And even that other cat, what's his name? Liam McKenna? McKenna. Is it McKenna who punched up Liam Smith? Something McKenna. I think Crawford was sparring him again. Not Canelo. Canelo's a hunched over pitbull type dude. Boxing's basic styles, it's not rocket science. What you need to bring in pitbulls, pitbull type dudes. I wouldn't mind if I was Crawford. I'd bring in Andy Ruiz or Jarrell Miller just to get that oversized work. Yeah, oversized work. Anyway, we completely listen. I bet there's a bag of casuals. I bet there's a bag of the masses right now who is sick. Oh, I've clicked this corny dude with a man bun, and he's 10 minutes into the video and he ain't even plugged me in. He ain't even put me onto the leak. We're fixing to get to the leak right now. Okay? So these two cats were sparring, and there's been two controversies. First off, let's get to the footage and stop talking, YB, man. You talk too much. What are you fixing to do? You talk way too much, man. I'll make it big for you, man. We'll watch the footage, and then we'll get to the controversies. There's been two. But anyway, let's get to the footage. Bosh. Yeah, you man plugged in? Listen, honestly, no one's seen this before either. No one's seen this before. That's the crazy thing about it. So all these channels, oh, you're late, YB, but how many of them have plugged you in with the sparring footage leaked? Oops, busted. Okay, so we only get a snippet there. Yeah? My contact's close to the situation. They can't put you man all the way on. Yeah? I could, to be fair, if I wanted to, I could have originated the full spar. But you man, to tell the truth, you man ain't paying enough like that. Do you know what I'm saying? For the amount of graft I'd have to do to get the full footage, you ain't paying me enough at the end of the day. Yeah? So when that coin start dropping and I start feeling inspired, yeah, to redo you man one, I'll start doing that. Until then, you're getting scraps like the YB. That's what I'm getting, man. The Lord knows I'll be getting scraps. So when I was 200%, when I start eating full meals again, yeah, you man can start eating. Until then, we on scraps. That's what we're doing. Anyway, so you saw the footage there, and I'll make it a bit smaller. I could have really kept it big. Pause. I'll just keep it like this, man. It's one of them. This will do. Again, this will do for you, man. End of the day, man. Anyway, The speed of Boots is something else. One more time. Right quick. See that there? And this is what, honestly, I'm going to be honest, there's been a few industry man, / a few of my close degenerates, even Michelle to be fair, but there's been a few men who've told me Crawford's punching him up. I was big on Canelo. When the odds first came out, I swooped in. I put 40 large on Canelo at 1.8 decimal. I thought that was a daylight robbery. You put 40 down, you win about, 32 profit back. I thought, 42. I thought 32 profit. I thought, oh my, this is almost double your money. You man are bugging. Yeah? Canelo going to do this. Got on pick a serious old school harm. Belt to ours time is what he was fixing to do. The more I've watched, since then, I put the bet on in like March. Since then, we saw Stinko de Mayo. Canelo went life and death. Life and death. Life and death. With Skull. Yeah? Now Skull's an idiot. A big idiot, but he's an idiot. He didn't really come to win that. He came to stink the place out. But it showed, Crawford, the worst case, can run around like that, I think it'll be even quicker than Skull. I don't think Skull's footwork is particularly... He can backpedal, but he's not like, whoa, blow your socks off type footwork. It's just stinky footwork. Circling around and doing a feint and cutting out. So the worst comes to worst, Crawford, yeah, he can do the same as Skull. And stink the... Same as Jamel Charlo. Yeah? Same situation. Charlo's feet ain't as good as Skull's, but they're not good at Crawford either. The point is, Bumlang, all the man have done it. Bumlanger ran around the place, did nothing. Jamel Charlo did the same thing. William Stinkley, yeah? William Scully. Okay, same thing. So Crawford ain't getting stopped, forget about that. But as far as Canelo really doing some, I see something, is what I'm telling you. From this, YB, it's only a little clip. YB, it's only this. Obviously, it's only a little clip. But the speed and the movement, Canelo's predictable. He does the same kind of things. Double jab or triple jab and a big right hand on the end. And then he needs to reset. And when Canelo does do the triple jab on the right hand, he gets caught at the end of that phase. Bivol caught him like this. Canelo's used to... There's an old saying. It's an old colloquial term called admiring your work. Good trainers will tell you, when you finish punching, do not admire your work. However, with Canelo, because of his success, he's the A-side, everyone's hanging at the back of him. He has a habit now. Something he didn't bring to the Golovkin 2 fight. The Golovkin 2 fight was his peak. In that fight, he was on his P's and Q's. Since he's been punching bums up, yeah, he ain't really felt the need to come correct. End of the day, he'll whack you and expect you to stay hit. Callum Smith, or whoever else you want to throw in there. He go in there, pop, whap, and you're going to stay hit for 12 rounds now. So Canelo's in the habit of pop, whap, and then he can be slovenly. He's not fussed about his exit. He's not fussed about staying on his P's and Q's. He knows you're going to stay hurt. But what this footage shows is a young, ambitious fighter. Crawford's not young, but we assume he's ambitious, although there are questions. That Madrimov fight was stinkerlicious, for sure. But still, let's assume that Crawford's still hungry, and he has got a lot to prove. It's never been done before, 3-time undisputed. This is a crazy feat, particularly against a real champion. It's not like Crawford's, when some people are 5-time world champion, but they're beating no one to do it. You could argue maybe Crawford's 135 and his 140 pursuits were like that. Who cares? No, I couldn't even tell you who he beat, to tell the truth, right? But certainly 147 and 168, no one can deny, Spence was washed, whatever. It is what it is. Spence punched up Ugas, who punched up Pacquiao, so there is some lineage there with Spence. Bug-eyed or not. Off the moody Texan hooch or not. Yeah, off the moody Texas liquor or not. There is something there with Spence. Again, ask Marky Garcia, because he thought he saw something, right? He got weighed in. Anyway, where I'm going with this is, this leaked Boots and his sparring footage shows you Canelo. Bear in mind what I've just told you about Canelo admiring his work. He does his punching and then stands there and he's a bit loose as a goose. Watch again. There you go. I mean, I can't even see it. It was that quick. I don't even know if, to be fair, this might even not be a good example of Canelo being lazy. The speed of it, man. So Canelo comes in with a jab. What is it again? I have to slow it down for you, man, because it's hella quick. Super duper duper quick with it. Turn the volume off right quick for the masses. Okay. So Canelo jab. Big wide hook and it's Bosch, yeah. So Canelo's not necessarily being leaky. He's got a lack of respect here. It's sparring. You've got head guard on. You're the bigger guy. Who cares, right? But still, this wasn't an exact example of Canelo being lazy. But he does have a habit of doing that. He got caught with plant. He'd go pop, pop, whap, and then he wouldn't be straight back here. He'd be a little bit loose as goose and he'd get countered a few times. Plant can't punch. Crawford, I don't think relatively will be able to punch, but it's about point scoring at the end. And this speed here, and this movement we saw from Boots, it's crazy. Watch. He's punching in between. So there's the jab from Canelo. There's the jab, feint jab, big wide hook, and Bosch is in there. You didn't even see it, did you really? And that's what something Crawford showed that with Spence. A top level skill. Most boxing fights you'll notice are conversational. You go, I'll defend. I'll go, you defend. The top level of IQ is punching in between your opponent's shots. Very few fighters really do that. You'll see Tyson Fury on the ropes faffing around defensively, but he's in a defensive mindset. You wouldn't really see Tyson Fury slip and Bosch. He'll slip, and then make a new attack. People like Floyd, Crawford, Boots, they will punch in between your shots. They will pull and counter. Yeah, that is a top level. Canelo at his best, he would do a bit of that. He's kind of neglected that a bit now. He's just trying to be a wrecking ball, but he's lazy. He don't even want to really get on you and work like that. Someone like a Pitbull Cruz would really come and try and work. Canelo ain't got that. He paid. He on. So this shows you here. It's only one punch. It's only whatever. Where was it? It was a super quick. So there's the feint. There's the feint. The moody feint. Big right hand. And it's in there. Look. If you watch it, we're watching this now at 0.25 speed. I can't do the frame by frame, unfortunately, but yeah, I can't do it, but you saw it. Yeah? Canelo's pop, big wide hook, and Boots he's clipped him at this point. You see Canelo's head go buck wild. And then what does Boots do? Boots pulls then and he's off. Canelo misses his last left hook. Canelo went jab, jab, or jab, feint, or feint, jab, big right hook, and you come back with left hook, and it's not even half close. Boots was pulled, and he's out of there. Look, he's on his bike. See ya. And that was the first one. It happens again, believe it or not. Let's have a quick look here. Happens. He's fast like lightning, man. Boots. I never used to rate Boots. If you follow this channel, you know that. But he's fast as lightning, man. Look, he's playing with Canelo here. He steps in. Catches that one. Canelo, see what I mean? It's crazy, really. Boots has stepped in. Boots has literally hopped in out of range. Just hopped right onto him. Bosh, I'm on your ass. Quite odd. And this, we expect people to move in traditional ways in boxing. Jab, jab. Yeah? Boots just pops onto you. Canelo really should be comfortable there. Right? He should be thinking, great. This is sweet. My dinners fell into my lap. Instead, Canelo ends up somehow overextending and missing, and Boots hits him with the okie doke. That's the truth. Watch again. So we've just seen Boots slick up Canelo there. And bear in mind, this is in 0.25 speed, so we've slowed it down 4 times. Here we go. What happens here then? Okay. Boots is having a look. Okay. Okay, so Boots feints the right hand. He pops onto him. Look, he's right on him now. He's popped out. Right onto his arse. Yeah? Let's see what Carrot Top does. Carrot Top throws a uppercut, which is caught by Boots. No problem. Boots is now pulled slightly. These half steps, man. Bear in mind, Boots was literally on top of Canelo. He's took a half step. Canelo's categorically, you've just seen there, somehow, That half-step magic that Boots just dropped on Canelo. Look. Yeah. So Boots is out of range, having a look. He feints the right hand. Whatever it was. Whatever it, you get the point. He feints the backhand. He pops out onto Canelo. Yeah. He catches the uppercut. He pulls back. Canelo misses. And then let's see what happens here. Bosh. It wasn't a massive shot. Canelo was kind of half riding it. But the point is, that's 2 backhands now in a row. Meanwhile, Canelo's looked a bit clumsy. In this clip, we've seen Canelo miss twice, clumsily. And we've seen Boots clean one time and then half clean the other time, catching him. And it looks to me like, again, we haven't got much footage, but what we have got here, Boots looks comfortable, man. And I've got to be honest, look to me like he's playing with Canelo. Yeah, that's not how you normally move. You wouldn't normally pop out. You wouldn't normally be out of range and then posh him on your arm. Yeah, that's when you're comfortable with it. OIB, whoop-de-whoop. What do you mean Boots is comfortable with Carrot Top? Well, we got some more evidence for the masses. Right now, that's what we got. And this segues me nicely into this next point. Yeah, so we're just seeing Boots in this leaked footage schooling Canelo. In my opinion, again, we don't know how you know what I mean, what that really means, but we then get this leaked footage, this leaked photo rather. And I want to make it big for you, man. Pause. That's what I want to do. Yeah. You know, come on, man. You know the way it'd be like to make it big for you, man. No diddy, man. For real. That's for the females, bosh. The way it'd be like to make it big for the female, the girls, the white girls, bosh. Okay, look. So, this is a footage. This is a photo post sparring, right? Now, this is a photo post sparring. Okay, let's have a look. Look, come on. What do you man notice here? You got Boots here. Boots is cheesing. He's probably happy to get. I mean, we know this. Young up and coming fighters love getting work from top other fighters who are on their way out. Why would you not? That's a smart thing to do. I salute Boots for doing it. There's a whole bunch of cotton pickers in the States. Oh man, woody woo y'all, woo woo woo. Oh man, woo woo. Boots ain't on code, y'all. Oh woo woo. Boots ain't on code. Oh man, woody woo. Crawford hate Boots. Crawford punk Boots, rightly or wrongly. Yeah? Boots is a young man. So far, I've seen him locked into training. If he can learn something, he should do that. Yeah? The whole culture. All the cotton picking. Oh man, woo woo. I heard these cats swear down on the internet. Oh man, yeah. We ain't no sparring partner, y'all. Ooh, I'm the main event, y'all. Ooh. Yeah? And that breeds the like Tank Davis and Keyshawn Davis diva mentality. They miss weight. Tank was missing weight from early. Keyshawn Davis, the businessman, he missing weight. Yeah? That's what they doing. Because they ain't serious with it. They're worried about trying to be the main star. They want to be the main showgirl. Yeah, at the pageantry. That's what they're interested in. Okay? Boots, he did the right thing. He's supposed to take that work. Paid or not, to be fair. He's not got a fight booked. And if he has, it's a bum anyway. But you get the point. Why would he not want to work with Canelo? How many opportunities are you going to get to work with Canelo? So salute to both men. Yeah? Canelo, listen, if Crawford was that smart, he could have paid Boots retainer. He chose not to. Fine, it is what it is. It's the free market, man. There's no code in this game. I want Canelo to be the best prepared. I want Crawford to be the best prepared. The fact Crawford has brought a bunch of bums in for sparring or people who aren't specific to Canelo, that's on him. If I was Crawford, I'd be on the blower. Trying to get Triple G in there. I think Triple G's the best bet now. Because Canelo's slowed down. Canelo's got less head movement. Triple G would be perfect. We know they were very well matched in the second fight. Triple G, old or not, he'd be perfect to get a few rounds in, a round or two at the end of your spar. Crawford should do 10 rounds, other people, and bring Golovkin in for a round or two. Or you see what I mean? I haven't done an exhaustive list. That's not my job. Crawford I ain't on payroll to think about who he should be fixing to spar. Yeah, but those are some names off the top of my Top of my head right now. I'm going to drop for the masses. That's what I can do. Even Munguia, to be fair. Munguia gave Canelo good work. I had him winning a lot of them rounds. Take out the knockdown, that fight was 7-5 for Canelo. It was life and death. And Munguia's, not exactly, but you get the point. Anyway, I ain't seen no top cats in Munguia's camp, in Crawford's camp. Yeah, he got Shakur Sleepvinson, Mr. Soft Bone, Soft Hands. No good. Anyway, that's not the point. We've just seen the sparring partner. We've just seen, arguably, Boots Ennis going up in weight and styling. Who, at the very least, is damn sure comfortable in there with Canelo. He ain't shook. He ain't scary. Right? He hopping in. He pot-shotting dude. He looked to me like he at very least comfortable. I think he was styling. I think he was flossing on Canelo. Oh, why be obviously all the Canelo homosexuals, they sick right now. Oh, no, there's no way. We only saw a little bit of the clip. Oh, woo. Spit mummy. Oh, he win. That's what the Canelo fans, the Canelo stands, the Canelo homosexuals will be telling you. Oh, no. Yeah, the Canelo homosexuals will watch that footage and tell you, oh, no. Canelo, he was winning. No, he was winning. That's what they'll tell you after watching that footage. Canelo was not winning that footage. Oh, no, he winning. That's what they'll be telling you. He didn't win the footage. And even if you think he won the footage, oops. Look at Boots here. Boots is cheesing. There's not a mark on him. Okay? Canelo, he looked bludgeoned. And obviously, you've got the complexion situation. Yeah? The cotton picking fit. You're not going to show marks like that. It's particularly with a carrot top. Carrot tops, they burn in the sun, and their milk bottle. They got the carrot top got the milk bottle complexion. So he's going to mark up more. We can all agree to that. That said, with a big head guard on, we saw the head guard on. Canelo has the big face saver head guard. Yeah, I don't even know how. It's got a big bar that goes right on your forehead, right? The face saver head guard has a big bar that goes right there, right on the top of your bonds. Okay, so somehow Boots, we know Boots can punch, but he's got armor-piercing rounds that went straight through the head guard, straight through the 18-ounce gloves, and Canelo's he's been touched upside his head. End of the day, so even the fact the footage is short is almost irrelevant. Why? We don't see the same level of whoopingness on Boots' face, and you can almost see it in. I don't want to read too much into it, but look at Canelo. Look at his face. Like Boots is like, hey, I just punched my idol up. And this cat, if you look at the facial expressions, Canelo's kind of like, oh damn. I got nothing really to be cheesing about. He's kind of doing an awkward smile. You know, if you've been weighed in sparring, imagine you've gone to a spar, you just got weighed in, and the guy who weighed you in is like, oh yeah, let's get a photo. You're kind of thinking like, I ain't really fixing to have a photo, to be fair. I just got punched up. Yeah, and Canelo looks to me like a guy who's got it on his mind. Oh damn, they was recording. I wonder if Crawford's going to see the footage of me getting weighed in. You see, that's the kind of but the expressions on Boots' face, it looks like he's enjoying the moment. Canelo looks like someone who's got someone on his mind. He's like, oh damn, that footage, it coming in live and direct for the masses. Yeah, it's Canelo right here. You can see it. You think, oh damn, why be he gonna be on my ass with that footage? And he was right. I ain't gonna lie to you. He was right. He knew what to expect from the YB. We don't play no games here, man. We don't do no capping. We don't do no jucking and jiving. Not for Carrot Top. Not for El Coton. No one. We tell the truth. And Carrot Top got weighed in. And I'm glad a week ago I changed my opinion. I had 40 large on Canelo. But I'm going Crawford on points now. Which could be good for Canelo, to be fair. He might get, based on that, Crawford fixing to get punched up. Right, but I think Crawford on points, based on what we saw in that footage, as well as the other factors. I've got some other stats here. Can reduce the size now. Yeah. Whoop-de-whoop. Based on other factors, like we see the compy box from this skull fight. People talk about Devin Haney. Yeah, this was the worst of all time. Facts. Devin Haney threw 220 shots. Canelo threw 152. That is basically 12 per round. Wow. 12, not landed, people. Canelo threw 12 punches per round. Can you believe that? 12. That is diabolical. Seriously. 2 punches every 30 seconds. Now you can blame Skull all you want, but I'm telling you, if someone had been in there running like that, and Canelo was broke still, he'd have made it do what it do. He'd have come to eat. My point is, we've seen him get punched up by Skull. I mean, Boots Ennis in sparring. Canelo's done it all. He's the A-side. Now, he obviously is taking his camp serious because he's brought Boots in, but you can take camp serious all you want. We saw what happened with Bivol. Bivol was the bigger man, but nonetheless, when he got tough in there for Carrot Top, and that was during Carrot Top's peak as such, he hadn't fell off yet. He still had that unbeaten as such confidence where I refused to lose. We saw what happened in there when he was having problems with Bivol. He didn't want no more. Every time Alvarez has problems recently, he don't really want no more. He's not gagging. He has problems for whatever reason with Skull. Really dominating Skull. He blames Skull. Skull was running too much. Cut the ring off and get at it. Yeah? When was the last time you heard Mike Tyson complain about someone running, for example, right? That's no excuse. You can't run from someone trying to get busy. Very hard to do. Canelo was happy to sit there, plod along, and Skull did hit him a few times. You see the punch stats here. Well, tell a lie, that's cap, but... No, wait a minute, yeah, no. The punch stats here show Skull landed 55 punches, and Canelo landed 56. So Skull was landing a few times. That's the truth, he did land a few times. They weren't the biggest shots, but neither were Canelo's. Yeah? So Canelo's in there. He lands the same amount of shots as Skull does. And he's just plodding along. Skull is slapping him. And he got no ambition. Yeah? Now the fact Crawford's smaller, that might inspire him to not punk out so much. But it will until... If he's getting pieced up, he's not going to like it. And he's going to put his earmuffs on. And get weighed in. Respectfully on points and lose. If it's not rigged on the scorecards. Which it might be, because I think Turkey wants Hamza to have a go on Canelo. But that's another conversation. As far as pure boxing goes, yeah, Crawford stunk the place out with Madrimov, but I think he's still hungry. And I've seen him a few times now. Crawford versus Porter. Despite Crawford's relative success, it's still not Canelo's stinking rich success. I think Crawford is more old school than Canelo as well, in as much as he's still hungry a little bit. Because we saw him in the Madrimov fight. And the Sean Porter fight. His team said, hey man, it's too close. Now, I wasn't that blew away by what he did with Madrimov, but he did turn the pace up, that's for sure. He's listening and adapting, which is something quite rare. Most fighters, their trainer tells them something, they do what they want to do. Most fighters who are checked out, they think, oh, whatever. I can't be arsed. Like Tyson Fury with Sugar Hill in the corner. Let's go, Tyson. He didn't want to fight. He's finished. He's checked out. But Crawford's shown at least, whether it was a good performance or not, he's shown, if he's told he's losing, he's going to try and do something. Yeah? Canelo, if he's losing to Crawford, and Eddie Reynoso says, come on, let's get at it. Do you think he's going to get at it? Or do you think he's going to carry on plodding? Particularly when he's tired. Canelo's an awful fighter when he's tired. He's honestly, he's not one of them guys who's going to be knackered and just trying to find a way to win. He's not. He'll go into self-preservation mode. That's the truth. He's one of the worst fighters to fight tired. Particularly since Triple G2, for example. Yeah? He was losing some of the rounds against Plant. That fight actually was pretty close as such. He's just plodding and he's getting... Kovalev is a better example. Kovalev was boxing him up. Listen, Kovalev was off the whiskey, man. He was off the Russian hooch. Yeah? Now, Kovalev's shots weren't devastating, but all Canelo was doing was standing there. There's no way he won most of them rounds, like they allege he did. Now, he got the knockout anyway in the end, but the point is, Canelo was losing that fight against Kovalev. There's no way Canelo's team would have known they was definitely winning that. He still didn't have no pace. He arguably got a lucky knockout. Some people said it was rigged. I don't know, but he's got one gear. If that one gear ain't working, there's not even like a plus 30% gear. He literally will plod along. He could have arguably lost 8 of them first 10 rounds of Kovalev. It was that kind of fight. There was nothing in it. Neither man was doing much, but he assumed he was doing something. Same as this Skull fight. I think the fight was close, and I think Skull, you know what I mean? It's one of them. He assumed he's winning. How can you assume you're winning having only thrown 12 punches per round, honestly? There should be a ban on that as well. If you throw less than 300 punches, you can't win a fight. That's what they should start doing. If you can't throw 300 punches on target, you can't win a fight. End of the day. Yeah? Canelo threw 4 punches in round 1, 13 in round 2, 9 in round 3, 10 in round 4, 10 in round 5. Can you believe that, people? 10 punches for the majority of from the second quarter of the fight. He averaged 10 punches. The fuck? Thrown. Yeah? That includes all the moody feints and double feint. You weren't even doing double. Where was a double feint? And that's what I'm saying about the laziness. And also his speed as well. It's not just his lazy. When he does go, he's got the ambition and the speed's gone. His approach now is slow. He used to have a really good double tap, feint jab. He'd almost come hopping in. He'd go, bop, bop. You saw it in the Bivol fight. At the start, when he was fresh. And he had ambition. And he thought he was going to go up there to cruiserweight and punch Usyk up. He comes out in that Bivol fight. He backs Bivol up to the ropes. BATTERED barely did that. Right? But I think Bivol was on his P's and Q's more. But still, you get the point. Canelo was able to herd Bivol to the ropes. He didn't do it by standing there having a look and complaining because Bivol was moving. He did it by Beach of Normandy. Pop, pop, explosion. Double jab, triple jab, feint jab. He kind of drills it. Bap, 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 and then he whacks something in there. I didn't see him do that. And Canelo could, at that point in time against Bivol, Canelo could close the gap from the middle of the ring to have you on the ropes with that approach, the triple jab, machine gun, feint jab, and then whack something on the end of it from the middle of the ring. So the question is, why didn't he use that machine gun triple jab to herd or to inject some pace onto Skull? I'll tell you why. He's checked out. He's not fussed. He's not really bothered. If he can nick a fight and hope the referees have got him, that's what he'll do. No ambition. And if it does get tough in there, I don't think ambition's going to come flooding back into him. He's more likely going to be thinking, well, whatever. That's what I think my base case is. Anyway, we've got some here's some pad work from Canelo. Listen, this is pad. I don't know what to make of this. We've seen the sparring, that's more relevant, but I don't know. Listen, I just think there's no ambition there. I'm not seeing him proper. He's faffing around on the pads. He's moving backwards. Now, you say everyone should go forwards. Canelo's got no business going back against Crawford. He's going to have to go and find him with bad intentions. Yeah? Crawford's going to come into this fight to box. Now, if Canelo turns into a heavy bag, Crawford will start punching. But I'm not even sure he'll do it then. The risk of that, of a sharp left hook, a stinging left hook, if Crawford gets too busy, gets too carried away, I think Crawford might, this fight honestly might look like, because Canelo's not going to be like Spence. Yeah, Spence literally, Spence came in gappy, wide, and just gagging to be knocked out. But to be fair to Spence, he came to fight, he came to try and win, to his credit. Canelo won't do that. He's going to be tucked up. So, I think Crawford's going to win this fight looking like Shakur Stevenson. Yeah? Canelo's not going to have the ambition or the intention to run at Crawford, which means he's not going to be wide open to be knocked out like Spence. Not to mention he's bigger and his defensive skills are better than Spence, etc., etc. Canelo ain't going to give Crawford them opportunities. This will look like Bivol's performance versus Canelo, which was kind of negative-ish from Bivol. He should have put his foot down more. I think Crawford will be even more negative. Once he notices Canelo's tired, he'll be happy to cruise. We saw that with Madrimov. He wasn't really gagging to prove a point with Madrimov. And I think really both of these men, Crawford 3 years ago, if Crawford somehow was able to fight Canelo before Spence, that might have been a different situation. Now though, I think they're both kind of there. They're both kind of not that fussed really. I saw an injection of pace from Crawford. I didn't see serious harm wanting to be done. In fact, Crawford comes out there with Madrimov. The first 10 rounds of that fight stunk. I remember saying at the time, Crawford literally looked like the worst I've seen of Shakur Stevenson. He comes out like literally on the back foot. scaling the ropes. I thought, what? How have we gone from the Spence domination to that? Oh, well, Madrimov was moving a lot. All right. What has Madrimov moving a lot got to do with you sticking it on him? Yeah? The movement, his speed, his movement, or whatever. Canelo will be right in front of him, though. Heavy back. So that should make Crawford look good in theory. Unless he feels the power, which is possible. Ask Jamel Charlo. Ask Callum Smith. They felt the power and didn't want no more. So it's an intriguing fight, to be honest. It's not clear either way, but the value, I think it's about 3-1. Crawford on points, that's what the value is. You can't back Canelo. Canelo's not going to win a hard fight. If this fight goes life and death, he's not going to win it. Oh, but he might catch him with a lucky punch. He couldn't even catch Eminem, Caleb Plant with a lucky punch. Or Belanga or Munguia. Come on. He's not caught. No, the last lucky punch with Kovalev. 50-year-old Kovalev is off the moody Russian moonshine. That's the last time he got a lucky punch. He's not getting a lucky punch. Forget about that. That's what you can do. You can properly forget about that. So you got to believe Canelo's going to work for the win and chase him down and get stung in the meantime. It's possible. Could screw his head back on. Not my base case. Anyway, I thought this was a bit weird. You see this here? Like, they're sparring and Boots is looking back like, hey, boo. That was a bit odd, wasn't it? It was a bit zesty. I'm going to be honest here. Yeah, getting a little bit close to Is that just me? I don't know. I thought I'd show you this one before I finish off. There's like a little bit zestastique, no? Yeah. It's like Canelo's just tapped him on the butt. He's like, hey, good work, brother. And Boots is like, yeah, I love working with you, boo. You know what I mean? I just don't know. Is it just me? I don't know. Is it me? Let me zoom in for the masses. Before we get out of here, for real. Let's zoom in for the masses. You see what this one here? It's a little bit zesty, isn't it? Yeah, it's a little bit Giggs versus Diddy. No? Oh, you naughty with it. No, look at Boots here. Listen, mate, it is what it is. Yeah. I hope that sparring's all they've been doing in camp. Pause. I hope they've only been sparring with their hands. For real. Anyway, I'm out of it, people, yeah? Hooty woo. Smash that like button. Subscribe and check out my Patreon. We've got, look at these here. Let me show you this Patreon put on, man. Look at these videos here. I'm going to scroll through for the masses. We got some GOY slop. We got Dillian White spiked by the Mossad. We got deeper than that, come on, man. Don't let me go for all these video titles, man. Come on, people. We got all the El Political. That's what we got. So for a cup of coffee, the YB can unplug you from the J-Trix. It's not a matrix, I'm going to tell you right now. There's no such thing as the matrix. Yeah, that's what Andrew Taterwitz wants you to believe. I'm telling you, it's the J-Trix that you're plugged into. Yeah, you need to be unplugged. You need to become washed. Because right now, the masses that are hearing this transmission, you are unwashed. And you are of great mass. Bosh. Click the link on my bin. You don't play with me, man. Come on now.